All right, so this is another lesson, of course. So, as always, I have to give all thanks and praises unto our power, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Wabrakakadash. Peace, blessings, and much respect to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, on down to the rest of the elders who rule well within Israel. Salutations to the hopeful elect throughout the four corners of this whole entire earth, no matter where, whom they may be, or what they may look like, pushing out this purified truth to the rest of the church who believe as well. You men who may not be teachers or prophets, you women, sons and daughters also. The water, that means thank you to Yahweh Shai, because without him enduring and going to that cross for the world of Israel and the world of Israel alone, none of this would even be possible whatsoever. Okay? I'm not going to lie, I'm just be honest, I'm a little nice, feeling a little good, but I'm going to carry this lesson responsibly. Nevertheless, it's like, hey, we winning, kingdom of heaven's at hand. You know what I'm saying? This captivity's almost up. Esau losing. All the haters of the Lord losing. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, the women gonna start choosing. People are gonna see eventually that what we have been telling you has been the truth. And there's gonna come a time in the future you're going to see us in our glorified state. For all you naysayers out there, all you haters, okay? All you non-believers, there's going to come a day in the future, not even that far away, you are going to see us in our glory. Now, this is the book of Colossians chapter 3 and verse 1. If ye then be risen with Mashiach, seek those things which are above, where Mashiach sitteth on the right hand of God. So we should have our affection, our mind set forth on the kingdom of heaven, an eternal and righteous kingdom. Because where we are now, this is not our rest. This is more so our test. But once we pass this test, we are going to get all of our heart's desires. So we should be focused on that. Okay? You put your heart on this world will break you down. This world will break your heart. You set your heart on this world, it will break your heart. Okay? In a multitude of ways. Verse 2. Set your affection on things above, not on things on the earth. So we should have our mind on the kingdom of heaven. An everlasting kingdom, man. An everlasting dominion. Like, just imagine, just say to yourself, man, I got forever to enjoy everything. Imagine that being the case right now. That would just like, that's peace. But in this time that we're in, you're always dealing with your job. Then when you may have time to do something, you're kind of worn down. Okay? You have to really reach inside yourself. You have to really be connected with Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai to find some inspiration, because this society is really just played out, man. Okay? People ain't gonna root for you. People ain't gonna cheer for you. So you really have to set your affection on things above anyway, because setting your affection on this world is gonna break you down. All right? For ye are dead and your life is hid with Mashiach and God. All right? When Mashiach, who is our life, shall appear, then shall ye also appear with him in glory. So people might say, oh, get a job, get a life. This is our job. Yahweh Shai is our life. But see, many don't understand that, because he's not supping with them. He's not connected with them. They weren't given to him from the foundation of the world. All right? Just like, all the Lord's disciples, they didn't choose themselves. Yahweh Shai didn't even choose them. Okay? The order and everything was already set up before the foundation of the world. It wasn't set up based off of in the moment. Okay? It was already established. Okay? So for those of us who have this truth, those of us who believe, We should have our minds set forth on the kingdom where everything is going to be forever. Celebrating everlasting. You know what I'm saying? Never bored. Even on the Sabbath, it's going to be a joyful day. Okay? When Mashiach, who is our life, shall appear, then shall ye also appear with him in glory. So when Yahushua returns, you should be looking forward to, like I am, to receive glory when he appears, man. Okay? There's going to come a time where he is going to appear. He's going to pop up out of nowhere, so to speak, for most, because they're not going to be looking for him. When Jacob's trouble is really in motion, when all hell breaks loose, okay? When we hear that them nuclear missiles are going to be sent off, when we hear them sirens going off, when we hear the chaos, we're going to be paying attention like Yahushua is going to be coming anytime now. Anytime now. But everybody else, they're not going to be expecting that. They're going to be seeking salvation under a table, in their basement, some underground silo, running around outside like a chicken with their heads cut off because they have nowhere to go. That's going to be their salvation. Okay? But we're going to be looking forward to his return and hoping that we can get delivered, hoping that we can be saved. So it's going to be a joyful and a fearful moment. All right? But let's read verse 4 one more time, and I'm going to push along. When Mashiach, who is our life, so he is our life. You can't say we don't have a life. This is our life. Okay? When Mashiach, who is our life, shall appear, then shall ye also appear with him in glory. So he's going to share his glory with his men. Okay? And not only that, we're going to have an everlasting kingdom, everlasting immortal bodies. We're going to live on forever and ever and ever, man. Okay? We're going to have a glorious kingdom. We're going to have all of our heart's desires. So there's no need to be tripping, man. Let's go to Psalms chapter 16. Just know, if we're of the elect, we win. We're going to be victorious. It don't matter what our haters think, man. All the haters of the Lord, they're going to be destroyed. Male or female. It don't matter. Okay? It don't matter the detail, male or female. All right? You buck up against this truth, you can go to hell. But this is Psalms chapter 16 and verse 11. Thou wilt show me the path of life. In thy presence is fullness of joy. At thy right hand there are pleasures forevermore. Who's at the right hand of the Heavenly Father? Yahushua. Through him, we're looking forward to being glorified and having all of our heart's desires, man. Okay? So all of our haters who got something to say now, believe me, when we're in our glory, everybody's going to want to be around us, but they're not going to have access to us like that. Okay? I'm telling you, it's going to be a whole different world, a whole different ball game, man. Right now, we be clocking in the jobs. Our bodies be trying to, get in the way. People be trying to get in the way. People will actually try to avoid us in this life, family and all. But in the world to come, man, we going to be too powerful. People are going to want to be around us, man. And you're not going to have that access because we're going to be in our power. We're going to be glorified, man. All right? We're going to win. For up the Lord's elect, we win. Hey, man, guess what? I got this spiritual, I guess I could say, revelation again. Because, things just keep coming. And it kind of reflects on the John thing, right? But in the scriptures, it talks about how we're the salt of the earth. And in the scripture right after that goes into a city. Man, I got to get that, man. You know what I mean? I wasn't even going to get this. But the Spirit's like, get it. Just go on ahead and get it. Don't even try to, hold back. Just do it. Just get it. All right? But we going to win. Everything's coming to us. All right? But this is Matthew chapter 5 and 13. Ye are the salt of the earth. Now, who was Yahushua talking to? He was talking to his disciples. Now you can find at the beginning who he's talking to. Matthew 5:1. And seeing the multitudes, he went up into a mountain. And when he was set, his disciples came unto him. Okay, so he was talking among his disciples. And this is what he said among them. Ye are the salt of the earth. But if the salt have lost his savor, wherewith shall it be salted? It is thenceforth good for nothing, but to be cast out and to be trodden under foot of men. Guess what? There's a salt mine. There's a salt mine museum here in Kansas. There isn't one nowhere else throughout Babylon. But then, going down to 14, it says, ye are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill cannot be hid. I teach in Topeka, right? A nickname for Topeka is Top City. Okay? So the salt of the earth, there's a salt mine museum here in Kansas, and a city that's set on a hill, like a city that's set on a mountain. Well, this is Top City. Kansas is in the middle of America. So if you were to shape Babylon into a mountain, Kansas would be the peak or the top of that mountain. Topeka, top or the peak of the mountain being America, right? But the Lord has me in Top City. And he said this among his 12. And it was also John who had the revelation of that city coming down from heaven upon a high mountain, being a top city. Come on, man, that's spiritual. Hey, all the haters is going to hate, man. And I'm not doing that to brag and boast. I do that because it feels good knowing that, because I went through a lot of rejection being in this ministry. I'm hated by a lot of people for no reason. So, hey, every chance I get, hey, every now and again, I gotta put it out there, man. Kal Halal Yahweh Basham Yahshai is just bringing joy to my heart. You know, let the haters hate. Hey, we gonna win, man. All the brothers who believe we gonna win. It's already established. Everything's been set up from the very beginning. Okay, everything is based on predestination. Y'all who have understanding, you know that, but it's good to keep hearing these things. All right, I don't make these lessons to come off like I'm bringing some new revelation. I do these lessons because, well, it's my duty to do. All right, to give joy, to give encouragement, to give hope, you know, to the Lord's believers out there. You know, this is a part of prophecy. Brothers think prophecy is just talking about nuclear missiles and the chip. And that's definitely part of prophecy. Okay? But part of prophecy is just teaching the words of the Heavenly Father and His Son in general. Especially seeing that destruction's coming. When that comes, how are people going to be saved if they're not walking according to what the scriptures say? All they know is, okay, this is Jacob's trouble. But how are you going to get through Jacob's trouble? Right? How do you walk? How are you to carry yourself? But anyway, let's go to the book of Proverbs. Proverbs chapter 12 and verse 8. A man shall be condemned according to his wisdom, but he that is of a perverse heart shall be despised. So you have a lot of men who be teaching lies. Okay? Let me read this again. And I said that wrong. I read that totally wrong. I butchered it. Excuse me for that. But this is Proverbs 12 and 8. A man shall be commended according to his wisdom. So we're going to be commended according to our wisdom. But you have men who be breaking down these scriptures wrong. Okay, they come off like they have the truth. Okay, and they're getting their accolades now. Well, this isn't speaking of us being commended for our wisdom now. This is speaking of the world to come, the kingdom of heaven. All right. A man shall be commended according to his wisdom, but he that is of a perverse heart shall be despised. So in the world to come, you know, those who despise this wisdom now, they're going to be last. Okay? If you're an Israelite, if you despise this wisdom, if you're not of the elect, you're going to receive the kingdom, but you're going to be last. Although you're going to be doing far greater than any of these heathen. Okay? But these heathen, they haven't been given the understanding. the wicked can't understand. That goes for Esau and the rest of these heathen nations. They might understand some of it, but they don't understand the whole gospel, because then the Lord will have to save their ass. All right? But it's not in the scriptures that the Lord will save them. The Lord is blocking certain people because he does not want to save them. And I say that because of, I believe it's Isaiah chapter 6 and verse, let me just get to the point. Isaiah chapter 6 and 10. Make the heart of this people fat and make their ears heavy and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes and hear with their ears and understand with their heart and convert and be healed. So the Israelites who understand, the Israelites who can see, they're going to be converted and healed. But many of our people have been blocked. So concerning these heathen, they can't receive this gospel either. Because the Lord, he'd be like, well, look, I'm going to have to convert and heal you because I'm bound by this word. So I can't allow you to understand. You might know who the Israelites are. You might believe that the so-called black people are Jews and all that, but you're not going to believe the whole gospel because there's going to be something that gets in the way that blocks them. The kingdom of heaven, a part of that is going to be us having this glorious knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and it's going to lead us to a kingdom. The heathen are not going to have this understanding because the kingdom's not for them. All right? Daniel's chapter 12 and 10. Many shall be purified and made white and tried, and that's the elect. The elect are being purified and made white through this word. But the wicked shall do wickedly, and none of the wicked shall understand, but the wise shall understand. And the wise that are going to understand, of course, are the elect of the nation of Israel. Those are the ones who are going to receive the kingdom. Okay? Right now, we're still under these curses, but we're about to receive the kingdom. We're about to receive what the Lord has promised us. All right? Zechariah chapter 8 and 13. And it shall come to pass that as ye were a curse among the heathen, O house of Judah and house of Israel, so will I save you, and ye shall be a blessing. Fear not, but let your hands be strong. So we're going from the curses to the blessings, and the heathen are going to see it. All right, hey, another spiritual point, going back to how America's likened unto a mountain, okay? Topeka being located in Kansas, Kansas being in the middle of America, and Topeka being the capital. Topeka basically means a good place to dig potatoes. Potatoes were originally found being grown at the tops of mountains. So Topeka is likened unto a mountaintop, top city. And that's where I happen to be preaching, so to speak, spiritually, okay? And this is where Yahweh Shai is going to come himself and invade America. His chariot is going to be seen along with him by everybody in Babylon. Everybody's going to see him. That's how big it's going to be. Okay? And it shall come to pass that as you were a curse among the heathen, okay, they be trying to mock us, trying to clown us, act like they like us, calling us niggers behind our backs. Okay, anytime a racial situation comes up, none of them heathen want to get in the way and try to stand for justice, because they're evil, man. And then if you have some who kind of come off like they care, if they do, they're probably Israelites. But anyway, and it shall come to pass that as you were a curse among the heathen, O house of Judah and house of Israel, so will I save you, and ye shall be a blessing. Fear not, but let your hands be strong. So come on. Everything's all good. Everything is already in the bag. Everything is already in the bag. Just don't let your pants sag. Hey, I'm being a little bit silly here and there, man, but I'm feeling good. All right. Like I said, I'm still carrying the lesson responsibly. I'm still hoping to hit the point, not doing just so much ranting where the whole lesson is about how good my wine is, man, or was, which my wine was red. I love red wine. Let's go to the book of Joel. In fact, yeah, I'll go to Joel chapter 2 and 19, but I might hit something else after this, or I may close it. We'll see. Joel chapter 2 and 19. Yea, the Lord will answer and say unto his people, Of course, his people are Israelites. Lord being Yahweh. Behold, I will send you corn and wine, which is what I'm on right now, responsibly, okay? And oil, and ye shall be satisfied therewith. And I will no more make you a reproach among the heathen. So we're going to be taken out of these curses. We're no longer going to be a reproach among these heathen. They ain't going to be disrespecting us in the kingdom. We're going to be in our power. Okay? We are going to be glorified. We're not going to be these mere mortals that we are right now. Okay? Just flesh and blood. Nah, we're going to be straight immortals, man. We're going to be on a whole different level. Yahweh Shai sharing that glory with us because that's the type of man that he is. Okay? And you better believe in the kingdom. We going to be arrogant towards you damn heathen, man. We going to let you know we are the people. Sit your ass down. Yeah. Let's go to Isaiah chapter 61. All right. Isaiah chapter 61 and verse 6. But ye shall be named the priests of the Lord. Men shall call you the ministers of our God. Ye shall eat the riches of the Gentiles, and in their glory shall ye boast yourselves. So we're going to be boasting in the kingdom. We're going to be letting you know, like, ain't no humility over here, brother. Sit your ass down. We the people, not you. The Lord chose us, not you. Ha ha. For your shame ye shall have double, and for your confusion they shall rejoice in their portion. Therefore in their land they shall possess the double. Everlasting joy shall be unto them. So we're going to have everlasting joy. This is already in the bag. This is already promised. This is already going to come to pass. Yeah, we're waiting for it, but it's already going to happen. You know what I mean? There's no reason to doubt that. Okay, the Lord is not a man that he should lie. This is going to come to pass very soon. This is what we have to look forward to. Okay? Romans chapter 13 and 11. And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep. For now is our salvation nearer than when we believe. I mean, Yahweh Shai gonna be here before we know it. But before that happens, the mark of the beast does have to be established. There are certain things that have to come first. But we understand that we're in that season. We understand we're in that time frame. Okay? But just imagine, we get delivered. We get those new bodies, man. We're glorified. We're in our power. Okay? We have the ability to leave Earth at will. Go to different planets. See the different colors in outer space that may have never been seen on Earth. Okay? Seeing the black holes up close. You know, all these different things that, you know, we'll never have access to in these bodies. Okay? To just be able to do all this at will, and then to think, this will never end. This is forever. You know? I got all these different women. They gonna love me forever, man. I'm gonna love them forever. They ain't gonna die. I ain't gotta worry about nothing. You know? Be able to see all the creation of Yahweh Shai that he's been making. Oh, come on, man. Like, you can seriously taste the kingdom of heaven. That's how close we are, man. The Lord's been showing too much for us to not be in that time. There's no way, man. There's no way the Lord has woken up all his brothers and has given us all this knowledge and has shown us so much just for us to eventually go to the grave, and then eventually he raises up another group of prophets 200 years from now. Like, hell no, man. I mean, the Lord could do that, but come on, man. Nah. Nah, man. That's not even funny. That's actually miserable. That's miserable right there, man. And that knowing the time that now it is high time, being surely time to wake out of sleep. So it's for sure the time, okay? For now is our salvation nearer than when we believe. You have a lot of Israelites who don't believe like that. You've been heard about this. So it don't feel that thrilling anymore. You know, it feels kind of stale. You know, you were all excited when you first came in, but you kind of lost that drive. You know, like when you first get with a woman, you all into her. Then over time, you get all just nonchalant with her. You know, or you get a new vehicle. You got it all cleaned up. Got it looking nice. You don't want to eat no food in it. Next thing you know, you eating big ass burritos in your whip, man. All right. And that knowing and that knowing the time, and you got to know the time. We are in those times, definitely. And that knowing the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep. For now, as in this very moment, now we're in that time. Now is our salvation nearer than when we believed. These scriptures were written for us today. We're in that time right now. Romans 15:4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. These words should be comforting us. We should be thinking about the glorious kingdom that we're going to receive, man, Lord willing. Okay, because Yahweh Shai definitely has a glorious kingdom for those that are his. Now, I do believe that I'm his. Okay, and those of you who truly believe, you should have faith that you're one of his as well. All right, because I absolutely do. A multitude of reasons why I believe it with my whole heart. Okay, that it's already stamped and true that the Lord is with me. All right. Now, I'm not going to let it leave my lips that I'm the elect, because that does come off, even if it's true, you know, which I believe that it could be, but it does come off kind of proud. Okay. And I'm not trying to do all that, because the Lord does humble us, and I ain't trying to be humbled in that kind of way to where it's like, yeah, sit your ass down. Romans 15:4, for whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. So I hope these words are comforting. These words are edifying, just knowing that we have everything coming. We're going to win, regardless of how it may feel at times. It may be uncomfortable at times. It might not seem so great at times, but that's a fleeting feeling, man. We're going to receive everything. Okay? This is all temporary. And even within this temporary, there are good moments too. And we got to consider that. All right? But I pray that this lesson, it was simple, edifying. You know, I wanted to feed y'all something. All praises unto our power. Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Warakakwadah, Shalom.